Hi everyone, I'm Miguel Rivera, and this is Real Talk with Miguel Rivera. You're listening to Real Talk with Miguel Rivera, a podcast that inspires individuals to connect, build community, and pursue their passion. My name is Miguel Rivera, and I'm an educator, community advocate, and executive director of Dream Big Project. And I'm sitting down with passionate and inspiring individuals to talk about their stories, the lessons they've learned, and how they're making an impact. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, humans of all ages. I want to welcome you to Real Talk with Miguel Rivera, episode 21. Today we have Chef Vic Ramos. Chef Vic Ramos is an up-and-coming chef providing delicious Caribbean food for the city of Los Angeles. Chef Vic, welcome, my man. How you doing, sir?
Pretty good, man. How are you, man?
Good, bro. Good, man. Just grinding out here, putting in work. You know how it is, right?
Yeah.
Coming in here looking like Elton John, Kelly Jansen, man. No, I'm just playing, bro. I appreciate you coming on, man. It's been a while. Looking forward to just bring you on the podcast and really talking about a lot of exciting things that I see you up to, man.
Yeah.
What you've been up to most recently?
Most definitely. First, I just want to thank you bringing me back on.
Yeah.
I like what you're doing, bro. Honestly, you got your hand in a lot of shit, bro. And damn, can I cuss?
Yeah, man. You can,
sorry,
bro. You can say anything on here.
My
Don't worry about that.
Okay, bet. You're doing a lot of shit. Like, you're doing a lot of things, bro. And even from the first podcast like we did together,
right?
I see the level up. You're investing in yourself.
Yes, sir.
I respect that because that's something I kind of like do too. So
yeah, man.
I just want to kind of give you your flowers, bro.
I appreciate that, man.
You're doing it.
Appreciate that big time. We get so caught up in just the work mode and growing and expanding and learning to the point where we got to celebrate those every time we level up. So
For
I
real.
appreciate you acknowledging that, recognizing it, number one, and appreciate the love, man.
Yeah, man. That's how you got to do it. You got to step by step.
Yeah.
You can't accomplish a lot of things quickly or whatever, but like the little steps, the little level ups is all part of the grand scheme of things.
And that's a good point too that you bring. I'm glad you bring that up. It's like it's kind of the culture, right? Like people are so caught up in the next thing, right? They forget about recognizing their accomplishments, celebrating those small victories or big victories, whatever the case is. Like, do you find yourself kind of not able to acknowledge all the greatness that you've been a part of? Do you struggle with that at all by any chance?
Sometimes I do because when you have like a goal at hand
Right.
and you want to achieve it like so bad,
Right.
you're just so consumed in like trying to get that done,
Right.
and everything else doesn't matter. But like it always like I've come to find out like it always takes like other people to kind of tell me like, yo, like you did this, or like
Right.
you're doing a good job in this, and then like I kind of look back and just like realize, oh yeah, like you know what, those little steps, like those were that is an accomplishment,
Exactly. That's a part of the process.
right. But it's just like I said, it's like when you're trying to attain a huge goal, sometimes you get caught up in it, and it's just like everything else doesn't matter until you reach that goal and accomplish what you're trying to do.
Most definitely, bro. I could definitely relate to that. Especially just kind of given, for example, like my story, my predicament when I first got injured, my mindset was like, I'm not gonna be able to get shit done anymore, But now, fast forwarding to today, looking back at all that, all those mini steps, like what the hell? Like
that's crazy, bro.
You know what I mean? Like unbelievable to some extent, but at the
It's
same time,
unbelievable. I was just talking to your mom, man. Like, I mean, just like what you've been through, bro, and what you're doing, like right now, you know what I mean? Like with all the obstacles you've had, bro,
man,
that is crazy, bro. Just to see where you're at and like what you're doing and how you even like approach life.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, like
Yeah.
your mindset on things, like that's really powerful, bro. And like,
Yeah, man. I appreciate it.
no, for real. Like I'm not even this is not even me trying to like I'm not doing it for the cameras or anything. Like for real though, like, bro, that's really crazy. Like
Yeah.
the way you just, like I said, approach life and tackle things and get
Right.
shit done, like you're doing it, bro. And it's a for real inspiration.
I
I always tell
appreciate
you
it.
that though. Like I
Yeah,
always,
you always keep it 100, and that's what I appreciate,
yeah,
you the most. You've always been somebody who I could regardless of how long we haven't talked or whatever, it's like we
yeah,
kind of once we get back on track, it's like we never left where we recently started that conversation,
right.
right? So, no, man, I appreciate that, bro, and that's to keep it real, it's like I don't give myself that credit enough. You know what I mean? Like how you say we're always looking ahead. That's me. Like I'm always looking at I got that
Yeah.
vision,
Yeah.
you
And
know?
I think that's what makes us like who we are too. Is like,
Right.
you know, that's what makes us ambitious. Is like we're always trying to see what's next and like
Exactly.
level up and stuff.
And it is
But
important though to stop,
be present and
exactly. It's
be
very important. And I think as we continue to move forward and grow and push, we start recognizing just how important that is to
right.
be present. You know what I mean? And then we have good people around us who can acknowledge that too. So, at the end of the day though, I'm happy with our progress, right? My progress as an individual. Proud of you for everything you've been doing. I've seen it from a lot of different angles, especially going back to middle school, right? High school and beyond. Like we can see those
Yeah.
that growth,
Yeah.
And so to be able to, and that's why I'm very appreciative of our friendship and you taking the time to come out and just everything, man. I'm glad we've been able to stay connected. You
Yeah.
know what I'm
No,
saying?
most definitely, bro. It's one of those things like you said, we pick up where we left off and shit
Right.
is like, it's that one of those connections that is just like it's always gonna be the same, bro. And it's
Yeah.
always gonna be there because of just like, how we admire each other and respect each other,
Right. Right.
and um I'm blessed to, what I mean, have a homie like you for sure, bro.
Definitely, man. Appreciate that, brother.
For real though.
Appreciate that,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
guy.
Of course, man.
No, man, I feel like there's a lot of things I want to a lot of questions I have, a lot of things that I want to explore with you. To start, I see you obviously up and coming chef. I remember you at Cerritos College in the culinary program.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Doing your thing there. And
Yep.
I remember, if we want to go even further than that, uh, just
I think
those
I know where you're
times,
going. I think I know where you're going with this.
just those times, middle of the night, bro, pulling up to your crib,
Facts.
in your kitchen, cooking
Yep.
up food, me,
Yep.
you, and a couple others, like that, that's where it came from, at least for me, right? Where when things started, at least from what I remember.
Right.
And to now, you hosting events throughout LA, functions, all type of different functions,
Yep.
catering for different people, celebrity chef now.
Yeah.
Like, how did that talk? Can you talk about that, bro? Like, just from the beginning to now, and maybe the process or what you've learned, and just what does that look? How's that been for you?
I feel you. Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, man. I mean,
'Cause it's
obviously,
amazing, bro. Like, it's
thank you, bro.
transformation. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you,
And you've
man.
been able to be consistent and love what you do and passionate, right?
Right.
Like that's what sticks out to me, the passion,
Yeah, yeah.
the drive and everything else is just the results. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, yeah, for sure. I obviously, I mean, I started at a young age, just having a passion for cooking. That came about like just from cooking with my mom in the kitchen.
Hey, there you
I was
go.
a, I was a husky kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you were you
I,
were you was hungry.
I was a I was a
It
hungry
started off
ass
with
kid.
the
I was one of
hunger.
those kids that shopped in the husky section. You feel me?
Yep. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, me too, bro.
That's what I'm saying. So, you
Yeah,
know what
I
I'm saying?
relate. I relate to that.
Yeah. So, you know, um, I was just a young kid, really into food. I cook my own meals.
Nice.
I would cook my own breakfast, all these things. And I would just really I found myself like really liking growing a love to be like in the kitchen,
Mm.
So I was like helping my mom, helping my grandma cook, learning from
Learning
them.
from them. Yeah, yeah.
Um, and like even like the shows I watched as a kid, like I was watching like, the cartoons, the Pokemon, the
Yeah, hell
Dragon Ball
yeah.
Z.
Grew up on that.
Right. But also I was like turning on Emerald, you feel me?
Yup.
And like Bobby
Still had
Flay.
that in there. Yup.
Yeah. So like,
Dang.
you know, so I grew up watching that, and like I said, cooking, and I kind of like, you know, grew a love for it at a young
Right.
age. And then in high school, like you said, like we had memories of like getting together and like, I would like whip up meals and stuff.
Yup, yup.
And throughout like my teenage years, like I kept like practicing and like cooking, and
Right.
I kind of like, started to like see in the future, like, damn, I'm saying like a lot. Sorry.
You're all good.
I started to like see in the future that like I could maybe take this serious, and this could be like a career path.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Is that what you consider it now? Like is your career, is this it? This your career for you right
Yeah,
now?
yeah, most definitely.
For
For
sure.
sure. Yeah,
For
yeah.
sure.
A chef. But yeah, in high school, I seen that it could be a career path, career move for me. So after high school, I did I did the culinary thing at Cerritos,
Right.
like you said,
Right.
and yeah, getting that training and stuff,
Mhm. Mhm.
getting all that like professional like knowledge and practice. I was like, yo, this is really dope.
Do you feel like the culinary program was that necessary? Like, is that like for up and coming chefs, like for future chefs, like is it necessary or requirement to be in a culinary program and get that experience and knowledge?
I don't think so,
Okay,
because the real knowledge is like just being hands on,
right. I
like
was gonna
just
say
having the real experience. So like
exactly.
if you could be in a restaurant and get that experience, and work those hours and stuff, you definitely could learn, like that.
Okay,
But I would say for me it really did help, because just like it was like an introduction
right.
to
Gave
everything.
you that foundation.
It gave me that foundation and like base of just like the knowledge, and then after that I kind of knew what I was doing a little
Right,
bit, and I went into like trying to get that experience,
right.
do restaurants and stuff and
Mm,
working and stuff. But no, I wouldn't say it's like
requirement
a
to
requirement, because there's
okay.
like a lot of like really good chefs that are kind of self-taught,
Mhm.
or like they're taught through experience, like I
Right.
said.
Were there any did you have any mentors that were chefs? Like anybody you kinda stuck to and connected with over a period of time? Or was it mainly just kind of through your jobs or programs or, hands-on experiences?
I would say the instructor at Cerritos College.
Mhm.
He was kind of a mentor for a couple years. Um, he created like a Facebook group and stuff, and
Okay.
like anytime I had like a question or whatever, or like just anything about food,
Right.
I could like just go back and refer to him, and
Okay.
you know what I mean. So he in that way he was a little bit like of a mentor, but yeah, not really. Like my mentor honestly is like my mom, for
Your
real.
mom's.
Yeah,
Yep.
because like the cooking I do now is like Dominican food. That's what I focus on. Dominican
Mm.
food, Caribbean food, Puerto Rican food, all
And your
that.
mom knows what's up with all that.
She knows like all the tricks. So like
Sheesh.
she really is like my mentor. She tells me how to season everything. She tells me how to cook. Like,
Mm.
you know what I mean? So
Shout out to Mama Ramos,
yes, for real, for
she
real.
knows what's up. Shout out to my mom
The
as
queen.
well.
Yeah, yeah.
Shout out to all the moms, actually,
Man, we
all them
love
good mamas out there.
right. We love our mommies.
Yeah, gotta give the credit to where it's deserved. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's cool though, man. That's really cool because I know you got that strong bond and love and passion for family. Like you guys are real tight.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of events you've collaborated with your fam, right?
Right.
Is
Yeah.
that for all your collaborations? Is it together with your fam, or are you kind of mainly solo with all of that
I
when it
mean,
comes to
the
those events?
main thing I'm doing right now is with the fam.
That's what's
It's
up.
the party that I'm doing, but yes, sometimes it's solo,
Okay,
sometimes it's the fam. Like
right.
I've done like a 5 course dinner, and I involve like my godmother is like my partner. She's also
Mm,
like a chef too, and like she helps out. It's a whole family
that's
thing.
dope.
You've been to it.
Yeah, I've been to a couple of them.
Yeah, yeah. And
You even catered Dream Big one time,
yeah, yeah,
remember?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. I remember that. Um yeah, so it just depends.
that's
You know
what's up,
what
bro.
type of event it is,
Right.
or yeah, what type of yeah, thing
Yeah,
I'm
man.
doing.
Yeah. Now the food, is it do you have like a menu of various things that you do offer and cook for events, or do you kind of go off of the request, or what do you specialize in?
I specialize in Caribbean food for sure, and I like a preset menu that I like
Okay.
send clients and stuff.
Nice.
But like I'm pretty like I try to be pretty, you know, diverse in
Okay.
like what I have to offer, because I don't want to just be put in one box and just be
Right.
like, oh, he just knows how to cook this. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
So I try to offer as much things as I can that I know how to
Mm,
cook well.
right.
And so I think that's what makes it cool, because like my food is kind of like a fusion, you know what I mean?
Mhm. Mhm.
Like I like to like incorporate obviously the Dominican cooking and stuff,
Right.
but also like other things that
Yeah.
like I feel
You add
accompany that well.
exactly.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Because
You're very
like
knowledgeable and aware of kind of what can go with what. At the
yeah,
same time, you could add a little touch to it.
exactly.
Yeah, that's
Or
specialty.
like, remix like a dish and
Right.
make a mac and cheese like Caribbean or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, that's dope.
So
That's dope.
that yeah, I don't try to just focus on like Dominican cuisine or Puerto Rican cuisine. Like
Mm.
I just try to like, you know,
And I think that's what people love about your food and about you and how you could do things like that, mix it up. But at
yeah,
the same time, you got if anybody wants a particular dish, you can make that the bombest dish. Like
yeah,
especially those plates that I forgot what it was. It was shrimp, banana, rice. I forgot what it was, but it was fire. And you
yeah,
usually sell them in trays.
yeah.
What was that? Do you remember what that is?
Yeah, it's like rice and peas. We call it moro,
Okay.
but it's like rice and peas, plátano.
Oh yeah, there you go.
He said banana.
Yeah, plátano,
No, I
plátano.
feel you though. I'm just like plátano, and then it's like protein. So
Fire.
it's like it could be chicken, beef, or like shrimp, and then
Mhm.
like a salad.
Yeah, that's fire, bro.
It's just like I don't know. It's comfort food. You feel me?
Yeah, yeah.
I try to. That's how I like to eat.
Yeah, nah.
It's just
Everybody else does too.
right. It's like you can't go wrong with a good comfort meal.
Exactly. Bro, I seen well, actually we talked about this in the last podcast, I think. But celebrity chef for Cardi B, is that still something you're doing? Is that like on request or is that like a consistent thing or what is that looking like?
Um, no, definitely. It's like I'm kind of like on call for her. So
Okay.
like anytime, usually when she's in LA or something, she'll like hit me up and just like ask me for whatever. But it's not as consistent because she's like not in LA a lot.
Right, right.
So
That's cool though.
yeah, yeah, it's
That's been
cool.
going on for a while, no?
Yeah, man. That's crazy. I was just thinking about that like last week. I was talking to my mom about it. It's been like 3 years. It's been like 3 years I've been cooking for her
That's dope.
because it happened during the pandemic.
Mm.
So yeah, it's pretty dope because it's like you look like kind of like we were just talking about like earlier. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's the accomplishments and like you know
Yeah.
acknowledging like the process
Like,
and
bro,
like
not everybody's gonna have an opportunity like that. You know what I'm saying?
right. And
Yeah, and that's
then
a big one.
right, and for her to like still be coming back and
Exactly.
making requests and stuff like it's a fucking blessing, bro,
And
for
she can
sure.
reach out to anybody.
Right.
And she, for some reason, reached out to your ugly ass. No, I'm just playing. No, I'm just
Right.
playing, bro. Nah, she obviously, your food is obviously bomb if she's reaching out to you.
Right. Yeah,
What
no, for
is that
sure.
like, anyways? Like, do you see her when you pull up? Do you just kind of drop off, or what's that whole setup like? If you don't mind me asking.
No, it's all good. I pull up. A lot of times she requests me to like come and cook at her house or whatever because she like wants the food fresh or whatever.
Oh, okay.
So I'll pull up in the kitchen and yeah, like she'll come in, she'll pop in, say what's up. But then like usually she's like out the kitchen. She lets me
Right.
do my thing.
Yeah.
That's why I enjoy it too. It's like it's not a lot of pressure with her.
Right. Right.
Like she makes me feel like it's my kitchen and like
That's
I
dope.
could do whatever, you know?
And that's what you want, I bet.
She's
Yeah.
yeah, hell yeah. She's not like there like looking at every move I
Yeah.
do and
Calling
making
demands like, yo, do this, do that.
yeah, like oh why are I don't know. She's just real chill about it. She makes sure she says what's up and then she lets me do my thing.
That's dope.
But yeah, she being there, I see her a little bit, talk to her a little bit.
Any other celebrities you've cooked for?
Um I cooked for Anthony Davis and his wife.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Was that like a one time thing, or how did that come up, anyways?
Anthony Davis's wife is Dominican.
Oh, okay.
So what's crazy is I reached out to her through DM.
Hey,
Fucking Instagram, man. Instagram is crazy, bro. It's just like the
powerful, huh? All
it's
kinds of
powerful
shit.
and the way you could connect with people, like it's really a trip. But
It's like a direct
like for real, like
contact. You
you
don't need a
got
number. You can just message them,
just message them,
and
right?
if they like it, they'll message you right back.
Exactly. You have access to basically anybody,
Yeah, that's true.
you know? So but I hit her up. One of my cousins is like, "Did you know Anthony Davis's wife is Dominican?" I was like, "Oh shit!" So like, I kind of looked her up on Instagram, saw her shit, requested her. She was like a private
Oh,
page.
okay. Yeah.
Requested her. She followed me back. I was like, "Oh shit, okay." Like she probably checked my page out
Right.
for her to follow me back.
Exactly.
And then I was like, I'm about to DM her. I'm just tell her what's up. So I hit her and I was like, "Yo, Dominican chef in LA. Anytime you need food, let me know."
Hey.
And she hit me up right away. And she's like, "Yeah, I need this, this, and this."
Whew.
I was like, "Bet." And
Hey.
so like that next day, I ended up cooking and dropping it off to her. Yeah, like they live in like Bel Air and shit. Sick ass house.
Big ass houses
Right.
out there in Westwood, right?
Yep.
Right by UCLA.
Yep.
Yep.
Crazy houses.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I dropped it off to her and then she had like did like a video of like Anthony Davis, like he was in
Oh,
the
she did?
background. He was in the background and he was
Yeah.
kind of like eating and I saw it was my plate. I was like,
Oh.
oh shit.
Hey, that's dope.
Right. So
That's
I mean
super
it
dope.
wasn't like a, you know, intentional
Right, like shout out
right,
type thing. Yeah.
right. But you know,
Either way though, I mean,
right.
that's dope, bro. That's
Yeah,
super
so
dope.
I cooked for her a couple times. I've cooked for Karen Bass, the mayor
Hey,
of LA.
there we go.
Yeah.
That's dope too.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
did that come up?
Man, the homie Gavin, shout out to him. Mizzle. He has his own brand. It's called Supervision.
Hmm.
It's a well-known like little LA brand out here. It's really dope. All his clothes are fire. Um, but I've known him for a couple years, and he's like ordered shit off me. He's had me like pull up to his house and cook.
Dope.
He
Yeah.
fucks with like my cooking and stuff. And so, him being like a well-known LA kind of like ambassador, kind of like
Right.
in the city, he does a lot of things for the
You got them
city.
connections.
He got them connections. So like one he hit me up one day and was just like, my cousin is hosting a night where we're gonna bring Karen Bass through, and she's gonna talk like about what this is when she was running for mayor.
Right. Her
Um,
campaign and everything, her
right,
vision.
right, yeah, exactly. And she was like, just having like a sit down and like talk with like potential voters and like it was dope
That
because
is
it was
dope.
like
A lot of people were there?
it was a lot of people, but it was like one of those vibes where it was like intimate.
Mm,
You know, it wasn't like at a hall or it
right.
wasn't like
Nothing fake. It was very
exactly.
authentic.
It's very
Yeah.
authentic. And so he was setting this thing up and he was just like, "Yeah, I need a chef." And he's like, "You know, I want you to come through and I want you to cook for all these people. Just make sure you kill it, blah blah blah." I was hyped. I was like, "Damn, that's love."
That is love, bro. When you
Right.
do events like that, do people ask for your contact, like to try to maybe for future events? Like, do they try to, hey, can I book you for a future
Yeah,
thing?
yeah. Of
All the
course.
time, I bet, huh?
Yeah. So
That's
I
what's
just make
up.
sure I come with my business cards.
Yup.
That's like
You just pull
mandatory.
a piece of paper out, write your info. Hey,
Imagine.
start cutting them out right there.
It's all
You start
fucking
ripping them in half.
it's all crumbly and shit.
Yeah, I got them somewhere. Where
Hold
they
on,
at?
I
Here you
got
go.
you.
That's Vic, all right. That's Vic, all right.
Real talk.
That's something
Yo,
Vic would do. So
man. No, real talk, bro. I mean, I got better over the years.
that's good, man.
No, but yeah, I just
That's
make sure I
dope.
got my cards.
Hey, yup,
And
easy.
it's all it's all about networking too. Like if
Hmm.
you're, you know, in a space where there's a lot of people you have never met, and a lot of randoms or whatever. It's important to try and you know
Super.
to get a network, connect, make those contacts because those could be potential like consumers,
Exactly, bro.
down the road. You
Big
know what I mean?
opportunities. Yep.
Hell yeah,
You never know. One thing leads to another.
right.
Um, you ever been hesitant to do that? Like, you ever been kind of like shy about it, or like, damn, is this gonna like doubt? Has anything like that ever kind of creeped up on you, where you've held yourself back from an opportunity?
I used to,
Okay.
like, oh, that's corny, or like give them their space, or like those
Right.
thoughts would go through my head for sure. But now I don't give a fuck. Like it's important,
Yeah, you understand that now.
Yeah, at the end of the day, they're not gonna look back and like, oh, he was mad weird about it. Like, if you just come with a cool approach, a
Yeah.
friendly approach, and you try to get your message across,
Right.
they ain't
Right.
tripping.
That's dope. That's super dope, man.
Yeah.
Anything you're up to besides chef career wise, like as far as cooking, anything outside of that you got going on at the moment, or is it all strictly food based and working on that?
Yeah, for sure. It's like all strictly food based.
That's what's up.
Doing my thing with that. I would probably have to say if there was something else, it would be like the parties I'm throwing and stuff.
Mm,
You know, I tie in food with that, so it is kind of like food based with that. But like, obviously, it's just like a party and trying to produce that
right, right.
and set that up. So
And those are the Capicua
yeah,
events?
yeah,
Capicua events? Okay.
yeah.
And that's a collaboration, or is that strictly you? Or tell me about that. How did that even start happening?
It's a
Because they look
collab.
popping.
Yeah, it's popping. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It looks super popping.
It's like a top. I would say it's like a top 10 party in LA for sure.
Sheesh.
You could give us that stamp. Most
Okay. He
definitely.
gave himself the stamp. He
I'm
gave
not gonna.
himself. He said,
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's a vibe for sure.
Well, it
Um,
looked like a vibe on online, from the outside perspective, it looks like a dope ass vibe.
yeah, it's a vibe, bro. But it's me and my cousin collaborated on this party. Um, she's her name is Maciel. She's has a lot of experience of like producing parties
Mm,
and getting things together, or like
nice.
organizing things
Great
for
event planner, coordinator,
exactly
specialize in that.
facts.
Nice.
And so it came about. I threw a festival, not a festival. I threw like a picnic hangout at a park in Bellflower. It was 3 years ago. It was like
I think I remember that. Did you throw one or two of them there?
I threw
A
one.
couple? Oh, just one? Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, it was it was based on the San Juan independence.
Oh,
You know what I
okay.
mean? Because
Okay.
Puerto Rico is not an independent country, but like the city of San Juan, um,
Mm.
you know, um, grew its independence or whatever. But so it's like it's a day in June that is celebrated in Puerto Rico, and I wanted to celebrate that
And bring
and
the community out,
bring the community
expose the
out.
food,
Exactly.
just put something on.
Put something on, and I had I had a homie that had connections with like the city and stuff, and he knew like
Hey.
certain type of people
Mm.
that would could get it together for me. And so we found the Bellflower Park, and yeah, so like basically I through this like event at the park. It was like a day thing.
Dope.
We had dominoes. We
Hey,
had
gotta bring the dominoes out. Did you
exactly.
have spades out too?
No, no, no
Oh, okay.
spades. I don't even know how to play
You know how to play
spades.
spades?
Nah,
Damn, bro, that's a game right there.
I know. I
But
heard.
dominoes though, that's where it's at.
Right. Yeah, so we had the dominoes out. We had like the music, obviously.
Hey.
I provided the food, and we had a couple other caterers.
Okay.
Then we even had like organizers that are doing stuff for like the Puerto Rican community
Oh,
in
nice.
LA.
Okay.
Like
Like political wise?
political
Okay.
wise,
That's what's up.
fundraising. We had like this lady come through. She was fundraising money to send back to Puerto Rico for like the hurricane
Oh,
and
wow.
stuff. And so it was like a big thing where we
Yeah.
kind of like pulled different people, and and it was just like a big melting pot of just like food, music, you know,
That's what's up,
people from
bro.
the city coming out, all that. So it was a good vibe, bro. I promoted on Instagram. Didn't really
Right.
know how it would go.
Right. Right.
It was kind of scary. It was like the first time kind of doing something
Yeah,
like that.
something big like that.
And bro, people pulled up. It was crazy.
I remember it was crowded.
It was crowded.
Yeah. Good thing it was at a park because you got that all that open space.
Right. Facts. So a lot of people pulled up. Sorry. Um, a lot of people pulled up, and it was crazy to see, man. It was just like, wow, like,
So
you
you
know,
were surprised.
I was surprised for sure. Cause I promoted on Instagram and stuff,
Right.
and I just, didn't know how many people were gonna come.
How did
But
you know how much food to bring? Or how did you go about that? Like food wise? Like,
I just I just made a certain amount, and
yeah,
if
and
it's
it's gonna be
sold
it.
out, it's sold out.
Okay, okay.
And yeah, we sold out in a fucking like 2 hours.
Damn. And it was
Yeah.
like an all day event type of thing or what?
Yeah, it started like at 1 and it ended like at 8.
Oh, damn, and you sold out of food quick then.
Yeah, people were
I'm telling you,
pissed,
bro,
bro. It
for
was
real.
it was
Well, I just
crazy.
got here and the food is gone. What the
They-
fuck, Victor?
right,
Uh-uh.
bro. They were for real pissed. Like, oh, I just came for the food. Like, what do you mean you don't even have no empanadas?
We're like, no,
I'm
son, you showed up late.
right. For real. I was like, it was stressful, but in a good way, obviously. But yeah, people showed up. I saw the outcome in that and stuff.
Yeah.
And I just remember after the party, after the park situation, I was just like, man, this was dope. And I was like, I want like
That
I
sparked.
enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
enjoyed it and stuff. And I was like, yeah, it sparked, something in me where I was just like, I gotta do something with this. Like,
Yup. That's when the vision started creeping up. He was like, oh shit.
yeah, right. The light. Oh
I
my
see the light.
God, I see
Thank you,
this.
God. I see
Yeah,
it now.
right.
All this time it's been here. Now I see it.
No, for
That's
real.
dope.
It opened that like vision for me, and I was like, man, this would be dope if we could do this like on a monthly thing, or like because that date that I threw it on, it's once a year.
Right,
So I'm
right.
like, I like
You could do
this.
more.
I can't just be doing this once a year. I have to do
Ah,
this like more,
man.
So then after that, I kind of like approached my cousin and was just like, "Yo, I think this would be dope
We can
if
do
we do
something with
this."
this.
I was like, "What do you think?" She was like, "Yo, this is yeah, it's a great idea." Like,
So that was the beginning of Capicua then?
yeah, that was the like
Or is that
the pro
separate? Okay.
that was kind of like the thought process on like how it came about and stuff.
Okay, okay.
And then like a year later, or like 2 years later, no, like yeah, like a year and a half later, is when we actually did our first party
Mm.
and actually executed it.
That's what's up. Where was the first one at? Like, where was it?
It was in Silver Lake. It was at a bar called the Friend Bar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we did it there. That first one was sick, man. Once again, like promoting it on Instagram, crossing our fingers to see
Who
people pull
pulls
up,
up?
and people pulled up, bro. Like,
Bro, the community.
right?
When you got that community, when you are passionate about what you do, that attracts people. And then
Yeah,
obviously food, bomb food,
right.
even more so. So
That's yeah, and that's our formula, man. And that's why I think the party's so successful is that we mix the food with like you know the entertainment, the party, the music, the
exactly.
game, the domino games. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's like it entices everybody.
And it's family oriented. So
Super
the fam comes out, they probably bring their kids,
well.
or not for the parties,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
when you guys go out, like, other events.
Yeah, yeah, no, most definitely. Yeah, there's no kids allowed at the spot, but yeah, like we bring everybody. Like one guy was telling me this like a month ago. He was telling me how it's dope how Capicua it brings all demographic of like ages. You know what I mean?
Mm,
So like there's
and
like the
everybody
little
vibes.
right. There's like the little 21-year-old
Right.
chick, whatever, for like
Right.
college kid, and then you got
You
like
got your uncle pulling up,
uncle,
dancing.
yeah, playing dominoes,
Yeah.
like, and it feels like a family party. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Right.
Where
Exactly.
everybody's welcome. It's not no, you have to be this.
Right.
These
That's
are
what's up.
the requirements. Like,
Right.
nah, everybody's welcome as long as you bring the good vibes and you want to enjoy a good time.
Right. Right.
Like,
Is there
you're
like an entrance fee or something, or is it open, like free,
yeah,
or?
it's free.
Oh,
It's
okay.
free.
And obviously the bar and food you pay for, or whatever you want.
Yep. The
Okay.
bar, yeah, they're charging at the bar, obviously, and then food. Yep. But
That's
everybody's
dope.
welcome. It's for free. We just trying to like create that community, and especially with the Dominicans and Puerto Ricans out here, it's like there's not a lot of spaces out here for us
Mm,
that you know that tends to our needs.
right. No, I
With
feel
the
you.
music, with the vibe, the food, like it's really hard to find those places.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's important that it's important to recognize that, and even more so to create that space, right? Or that opportunity or awareness,
yep,
right?
yep,
That's kind of reminds me of how, you talking about how you started that event at the park and it kind of grew into something bigger, right? And there was a need for the community, and you want to bring attention to that need, and obviously show people what the community is all about and everything that it consists of. That reminds me of like why I started Dream Big in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? And also even to this day, how I still push that, but also push other topics that are very important to me, especially when it comes to like the disability community, how we don't have those spaces. It's like this whole world was created by an able-bodied man, you can say,
mhm,
you know what I mean, without having any thought of accessible, things for people with disabilities, all disabilities,
yeah,
right? So, it's when I first started to when I went back to school, started to just go out and about, just kind of living life all over again after my injury, right? I started noticing like, yo, like I don't really fit here, or I can't really access this, or
yeah,
why isn't the representation there,
yeah,
across so many different levels, whether it be in the media, whether it be, certain work, careers, all kinds of things. You start recognizing that you're not represented in a lot of areas. And it's very important that we are represented,
yeah,
because think about younger generations or just people in general who are not recognized or acknowledged or don't feel heard, that really is discouraging to the point where you don't want to do anything about it or you feel like you can't. But when you recognize that and you're able to use that and flip it to the point where, yo, like let's create something. Let's bring attention to this because this is not cool and we want to do something about it. So that sounds like kind of what, was going on with you.
No, yeah, no, that's a good point, bro. Because yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, it's like a frustration thing. Like, damn, why isn't, like you kind of said, like, why isn't
Yeah.
there, you know, representation or like, you know, accommodation or something,
Right, right.
Um, so, but what you're doing, you're putting a light to like, you know, what you're going through, and the people
Right.
that are going through the same thing,
Right.
similar things. And so same thing with me, like trying to shed a light of like the the void that's there,
Exactly.
and it's, yeah, with the misrepresent not the misrepresentation, sorry, with the lack of representation, of
Right.
our culture, my culture out here
Right.
and stuff. It was just like, I feel like I just had to do something about it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly, bro. It's even cooler when know when you start to realize other people feel the same way and you can come together and do something about it. That's even more powerful. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
No, no, most definitely. And it's, yeah, it's dope, man, because you know, um, just seeing the outcome,
It's powerful, bro.
and right,
It's
the power of
powerful.
community, man,
Right. Right.
and 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 people pulling up and getting together. Like, that's really why I really enjoy it.
Yeah, no, most definitely. That reminds me too, just something that came to mind was student empowerment, like young people empowerment, right? I had the student, I was talking to one of my students the other day, and she was telling me how they feel like they're not being heard. Um, Long story short, and I won't like kind of be too specific, but there's an AP English class where, teachers are not there. They've been missing the entire year, like on and off. And obviously they've got to prepare for AP exams, but these students feel unprepared to take it. So they're like, we didn't learn anything because their teacher was never there. But they still have to take the exam.
Right,
They still want to do well. It's their future, right? They want to do well, but they
right.
feel like, well, we don't know shit. Like, so they're very upset. And I was talking to her one on one, and we were talking about like student empowerment, using your voice, and she felt like she didn't have a voice. Well, it's like, yo, these are some things that you can do. So I kind of threw some ideas at her without, kind of telling her to do something, but like, yo, students are very, very powerful, and yet they don't really feel like they have that power because of all the adults around them and the norm within the school system and
Right.
society. But once if they can realize, or if we can realize how much power we do have, especially at that level, like think about walkouts, school walkouts. You know what I mean? Think about teacher strikes when they're demanding a raise, right? The outcome is always met, like what they want, their demands are always met.
Yeah.
So if you take it to that point, as far as going back to what I was talking to her about, maybe there can be something done there. So that just reminded me of the conversation I had with her. So, and it's important, to speak up and to realize like we have that power,
Yeah.
but for some reason we don't feel like we do, you know?
Right.
So we do have it. It's
We
always
do.
been there.
I mean, and it's intimidating because it's like, it's a lot of work that has to probably be done.
Right.
And the whole, just thinking about it, it could be kind of overwhelming and stuff.
Right. Definitely.
But
Definitely.
that's why, like, you know, getting help and collabing with other people that have the
Right.
same vision too
Yep.
definitely, helps, in achieving that goal.
Right.
Because
Exactly, bro.
it's not, you can't do it by yourself. You know what I
Mm-mm.
mean?
No matter, even like the most successful people now, they didn't get there by themselves.
Yeah.
A lot of people think we got to do everything on our own, and myself included, right? There's times where I'm like, I got to do all this on my own. But then eventually you get to the point where it's like, you realize I can't do this on my own.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do it on my own,
Yeah.
So it's like, let's bring in that community, let's bring in these people and collab and grow and build relationships and community, and boom, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's the recipe. to some, general extent.
Yeah.
I want to bring. I'm trying this new thing on the podcast, and you're gonna be the first person I try it with.
Ha!
All right. So what we're gonna do, is Danny, if you don't mind pulling up Vic's social media. So what we're doing is, social media is big. Everybody has it, or almost everyone, and I feel like pictures and captions don't bring justice to what's going on.
Okay.
Right.
You want
I want details. I'm gonna pull up a picture, and then I want you to kind of describe what's happening. Provide some context to what's going on here.
Bet.
All right. So we're going to scroll down. That picture to the left. What's going on right there, bro? That looks like it's on and popping. Is that one of the events?
Yeah,
like,
man.
That looks like it's just.
That's the event.
Function.
That's the event that we do, Capicua.
Sheesh.
This is like of like a photo dump of like videos and pictures.
Okay. She's styling too.
Right.
Oh my God. I need that hat, bro.
The leopard on leopard print.
Sheesh.
But this is like a collage of all these pictures of like, to me, what really like represents what our party is, the vibe and what the essence of the party is. So like when somebody pulls up this post, like they could really see
a little bit of everything.
And get the vibe of what Capicua is.
The Dominoes, hey.
Yeah, man.
That's what's up.
So yeah, it's a vibe, bro. Like I said earlier, it's like in the beginning, you got Dominoes, people, it's real chill, but then
it starts to build.
And then it gets to like a real whole ass function.
That's what's up.
People are dancing like that,
And is this like all day, all night, or when does it start? When does it end? How does it usually go down?
It starts at 4 and it ends at 12.
Okay.
So it's kind of long, but people go early to like eat or whatever. They chill. And then some people come late because they're just there to party and stuff. So
okay.
You kind of get both crowds.
Right. We'll pull up another post. Go down a little bit. Let's go down a little bit. Go a little bit more down.
My posts are funny. I'm like, damn, I posted that.
I mean, so much food that I just want to. Right there, that middle one. I know you've been selling these way back.
Way back.
Yeah. Right. So, how often do you sell these? What's the response you get from this? Tell me about these bottles, bro.
So yeah,
fire.
Yeah, they're fire.
I've had them already, so I know they're fire. But I want you to talk about it.
Yeah, it's a drink called coquito. It's like a traditional holiday Puerto Rican drink.
Okay.
Yeah, we only drink it for the holidays around that time.
Okay.
And it's like our version of eggnog, but minus the eggs. So we put coconut in it. We put like cinnamon, nutmeg, like holiday spices.
Yeah.
And we mix it with rum.
Okay.
So
people be getting lit off that?
Lit, bro. I make them strong.
Perfect.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, people have been responding well to it because coquito is like a really famous drink. Like, and a lot of people enjoy it. And a lot of people know about it, but just from like the Caribbean community, usually.
Just going back to bringing attention to the culture. You know what I mean?
So being out here, like you said, like bringing attention to like our culture and all that. This is a big part of like, our holidays and like our get-togethers and stuff. So I just felt like, bringing attention to it and putting people on with something delicious that we do. So
nice, bro.
I've been selling it for like 7 years now. And yeah, like I got like regular customers like that, when it's around the Christmas time of year.
That's when you bring it out.
People are hitting me up like, yo, I need that again.
Already in advance, before you even say anything.
Right.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah, it's dope, bro.
Another post I want to pull up. Scroll down. That looks fire. That left one right there. Down? That one. What is that, bro? What is going on here? These your girlfriends?
Nah, man.
Cousins? Family?
No, no,
Please,
no cousins. That's once again, those are just pictures from
like
Capicua.
another event. Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
it's popping.
yeah. It's a vibe. Um, yeah, that's like our DJ and stuff. And yeah, we try to just take good pictures of what's going on and stuff.
Yeah,
And a plus is there's a lot of lovely, fine looking women coming
I can
through.
see that. I can see that.
You know what I mean? So if you're trying to, if you're single, for sure you got to pull up.
For sure, you're pulling up.
Most definitely.
There you go. You heard it. You heard it from the man. You single and
Right.
ready to mingle. Pull up. Pull
Pull
up.
up to Capicua.
Pull
Stop
up to the
playing.
scene.
Stop playing.
Now I couldn't find a post, or I was looking through him, but your uncle, bro, he's comedy. How's he doing?
He's good. He's wait, which
I
one
know
are you
you got
talking about?
multiple
Yeah,
uncles.
yeah, I do.
I know you got multiple, but the one who I
He be
forget his
dancing and
name,
shit.
he be dancing. He be saying all kinds of stuff.
Bro, you're
Oh my
hilarious. Why are you
god,
bringing that up,
he is
dog?
comedy, bro. He is comedy.
Yeah, it's like way down there, but I have a couple posts about him. He's good, man. He fucking moved back to Dominican Republic.
Oh, he did. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of sad because he yeah, he's not around anymore and stuff.
Yeah.
But
And he wanted to move out there. Is that
yeah, yeah.
okay?
He's retired now, so he's like, I'm about to move over here.
Yeah.
Enjoy my life,
Exactly.
But we're kind of sad because he's that good energy, what I mean?
Right. Great energy. That's why I remember that. That
Yeah,
energy, bro.
right.
He was a party. He
Right.
was a party.
He brings the party, like
Hmm.
he's just good vibes, but yeah, he's in DR, man. He's doing his thing. So
How often do you go out there anyways? I know you've taken trips in the past, but you still doing that?
the last time I've been was last summer.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I love it out there, man. I'm trying to make it a point to like go every year at least
Nice.
once.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's obviously I love it because that's like where my family's from and stuff, but
Right.
like I really enjoy it because, you know, I my career is cooking Dominican food and stuff.
Hmm.
So it's kind of like a fucking it's like a jeez, I can't find the words today.
Nah, it's indescribable, right?
Right.
You
No,
can't
no,
even.
it's kind of like I'm there for like research and shit. Like,
Oh, okay. I see. That's smart.
you know what I mean? I go there, I try like as much different plates and foods as I can that they have to offer, the drinks,
Right,
even
right.
the vibe. Like I'm just taking notes and trying to bring that back over here and do it my own way or whatever. But I really go out there for like inspiration
Mm.
and yeah, it's dope. That's why I really enjoy going.
When you go to like restaurants out here, um, do you find yourself kind of just judging the food everywhere you go? Like when you come across food, are you always kind of critiquing it or not really?
Yeah, I mean, I think
Okay.
everybody does
Yeah.
kind of,
Yeah.
because you're.
But as a chef though, I mean, I'm sure you got a different. I don't know. I'm sure you critique it a little differently, or how does that
I
work for
mean,
you?
I mean a little bit maybe because like I'll look at the presentation or something like, yo,
Right.
this is nice, or like,
Right.
how do you do this, or how did this chef do this, or whatever. Um, but yeah, I think it's a mix. Like, obviously, is it good or whatever, and then I'll critique it in other ways, like I said. But yeah, I enjoy doing that because once again, it's like pulling from different plates that I eat or different places and being inspired by them
Right. Right.
and trying to like figure out how they did stuff and
Mm.
their process and things and stuff. So
You ever
yeah.
ask? You ever ask to meet the chef? Like, where's the chef at? Let me meet this
Nah, I haven't, but maybe I should. That's funny though. Nah, I haven't. I haven't before.
Okay.
I just
Okay.
imagine it's fucking busy as fuck back there,
Right.
and like I don't
What's
want.
your experience been like? 'Cause I know you worked at a couple restaurants, right?
Yeah.
Like helping chefs out, different positions in the kitchen. What's your experience been with that?
After college, I worked in a couple restaurants. Um, couple like like 4 restaurants,
Hmm.
and I, just bouncing around places and stuff. And it was hard, bro. Honestly, it was really hard, and you know, it almost drove me away from cooking.
Oh, for
Honestly,
real?
yeah. And even like right to this day, like I still feel like I really didn't get like that full experience from
Hmm.
being in these like professional kitchens and stuff.
Right.
Um, but yeah, the experience has been it was rough for sure. Um, but that's why my everybody's road is different,
Definitely.
and so that's why I'm trying to just make my own way
Right.
and
Right.
how it works for me. So
Yeah.
I've noticed like I come to find out that that experience just wasn't for me, and
Mm.
like you know being under a chef and like you know working those like hard days, like
Right.
it just didn't work out for me, like for my mental, physical,
Right.
all that. So I try to just do it my own way, and that's what I'm doing now. You feel me?
Right. And then I like how that reminds me of just the importance of kind of, research, right? Getting the hands-on experience because you're able to take away from that and mix it all up with your own thing, and then create your own spin to everything you want, which is what you're doing.
Right.
That's cool.
Thanks, man.
That's really cool, bro. I'm proud of you for that.
Thanks, bro.
So it is true then in the chef movies, it is very demanding in the kitchen. What's that one movie that came out recently? The Menu. You
I
seen that?
haven't seen that. I
Oh,
heard it's
it's crazy, bro.
crazy.
It's crazy. Watch it. It's
It's
good.
like weird,
It
huh?
is it is pretty weird. But as it gets deeper and deeper, you start like it gets even like, oh shit. Like it is kind of trippy towards the end. Even it gets
Wow.
yeah, watch it, bro. It's
Yeah,
pretty
my sister's recently just told me about that movie, and she's like, "Yo, it's good.
yeah,
I want to watch
it's
it."
wild. It's a trip.
Who's in that movie again?
There's a couple
Is it Bradley
people.
Cooper?
No, that's a different
I
movie.
know. Yeah,
I
yeah, I'm
like that
tripping.
movie too,
That
though.
movie's good
That movie is
too.
good. He plays a
With the
good role in
French
that.
guy.
Yep, yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. But the menu though is wild. Like I don't even want to tell you. I don't
Yeah,
even
yeah.
want to
No, no,
ruin
no.
it,
Yeah, yeah.
but
No, no, no.
yeah, it's good, bro. Watch it.
Okay, bet.
But anyways, it's demanding in the kitchen.
Yeah.
It's very demanding. And is that all because of the chef and his expectations, or is everybody on that level where they're just like? Can you describe that a little bit more of how demanding it is in the kitchen?
I mean, my experience for sure was like very demanding and kind of cutthroat,
Right.
and very strict on how they want things ran and stuff. So it was tough for me, but I wouldn't say that's not everybody's experience, because I see like a lot of chefs, you know, shy away from that approach and
Mm,
do it their own way, and just be more on the level of like where on a more like welcoming level,
okay.
to for other chefs and stuff, or
Mm,
other cooks and stuff.
mm.
Um, but I mean, there's a lot of other chefs shared my experience. Like that's usually how it is,
Right, right.
It's strict like that.
You ever worked in a food truck?
I have before, yeah.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
And is that kind of I know that's completely different than a restaurant or is it? What are some of the differences when it comes to working in a food truck and a restaurant in the kitchen wise?
I mean, to me, it was just like the space,
Yeah, definitely.
and it was really crammed in there. It's like usually only like two people fit in there,
Right.
and even like the the heat in there is
Oh,
like
that's
the
true.
ventilation is not as good.
Sheesh. Yeah.
So you're dealing with a couple more obstacles
Yeah.
than being in a restaurant,
Yeah. Yeah.
um but yeah, it's hard. It's
What
hard.
was that? It wasn't your food truck or what food truck was this? How did you come across this opportunity anyways?
It was the homies. He's
Oh,
a
okay.
Creole cook,
Okay.
and he used to have a truck. It was called the Nola truck, and I just had like I was helping him out.
You ever
He,
thought about doing your own truck?
yeah, but I was gonna purchase one like a couple years ago, but I'm kind of glad I didn't, because now I think I want to do like the brick and mortar route,
Mm,
get in an actual place.
right.
because of some of the reasons, because of what I just like stated, like, it's a
Yeah.
little harder and
All the
stuff.
limitations and challenges.
But also like, I like creating a vibe also, like,
Right.
with these parties and all this stuff.
Mhm.
So I feel like a vibe to a restaurant is also just as important
Mhm.
as
Mhm.
like the food and stuff. So I want a place where, you know,
Exactly. A physical space where you can do a little bit of everything, and you
exactly
got control over that.
right. And I feel like the food truck is you're a little limited in that.
Yeah. You
You
can
know what I
always
mean?
do a little party truck. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but I mean, there's ways that you can make it work. Like I've
A
seen people,
rooftop party. No, I'm just kidding.
right? Well, party bus,
Party
a
bus,
party bus
a
truck,
party food
food
truck,
truck. Oh my god,
food and party on the go.
yo, lights,
That'd
rave
be
lights
funny,
and shit.
bro.
No,
Just get a
I
big
seen
ass
people.
RV.
I know, huh? I seen people though, pull up the vibe with them, like, they bring chairs and tables
Right.
and like a
Yeah.
carpet and they play music,
Dope.
but that's too much work.
That is a lot of work, bro. Be better to have a physical space that you could close and keep it there and not have to
Yep.
worry about the truck and all that comes
Bring in
with it.
all the stuff and
Hmm.
you're not doing that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
That's what's up, man.
yeah,
Any
man.
any new events coming up?
Nah, man. Well, actually, I don't have nothing in place right now, but I have this idea. I want to do like a Caribbean seafood boil.
Okay.
So that's gonna come in June,
June.
like in a
All right.
month. Yeah, like in a month. And yeah, I'm trying to put that together and start knocking out these little like private dinner vibes and stuff.
What happened to which was dope, and I started going to those events, the you did them at your house for a while. They were like those Valentine events.
Yeah, the Casa de Lola.
Yeah, there you go. That's
Yeah,
still is that still popping, or what's going on with that?
nah, we fell off after the pandemic. Like
Oh, that's right.
we
Yeah.
kind of stopped it, and we haven't brung it back. And another part of that is because like my sister was my partner,
Right, I remember that.
and she's in New York right now. She's
Mm,
also a chef. Um, but yeah, she's not like in the picture and stuff, so that's kind of made it difficult
right.
to bring it back.
Mhm.
But I'm bringing it back this year for sure
Hey, you
because it's just
should.
been a long time, and I want to be more creative and um, different types of
That
events.
was dope. You had the dude playing the cello or you were
Yeah.
just chilling. The vibe was good. The
Hey
lights.
man, 5 course meal, unlimited sangria, fucking live entertainment.
Live entertainment.
That
Can
shit
meet
wa-
the chef too.
that shit was on right. That shit was on some like private dinner
Yeah, it was,
vibe. Like
bro.
you could take a date there, you
Yeah,
win.
I
You know what I
remember.
mean?
I was there. I think I went twice before, but yeah, I remember that. That was a dope one. You should definitely bring that back.
Yeah, man. I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, I'm gonna bring that back. But the first event I'm gonna do is this like seafood boil.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it like boiling crab type shit, but like Caribbean style.
Speaking of boiling crab, aren't you one of those people who bring the sauce back home?
I do. Yeah, buddy. You're damn
And
right.
it's still good. And then what do you do with it? Like,
You saw that video? You should bring that video
yeah,
up.
can we
Hold
pull
up.
that up?
Play
Where is
that
that?
video real quick.
Which one is it? Is it towards the lower, like
Let
the
me see.
bottom?
Hold up. I think yeah, you gotta keep scrolling. Scroll. Scroll.
Them oysters though. Sheesh.
Right. Scroll. Sorry, I put so much shit.
No, you good.
Should be coming up. Right there. Go up to the left.
Hey.
Play that video.
Eee.
Yeah, buddy.
And this is you at home right here?
It's me at home.
Okay.
But that's the sausage from the fucking
From there?
from there. You add
The
the
rice
sauce,
too?
the rice.
Oh my god.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
just,
Boiling crab fried rice.
Please.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
man.
Okay.
Hey, look, you got to see the comment. Boiling crab. You know they commented.
They did?
Yeah.
Where?
Hold on.
Oh, that's another crab spot.
Right. You going down? There it is.
Oh yeah. Hey.
I got the stab,
They
baby.
got it. They approved.
Isn't
They
that funny,
approved.
bro?
That is funny, man. That's the power of social media too.
Right.
You just
No, yeah.
connect.
Hey, I definitely bring back the sauce though. You're crazy if you don't. What? That
He
sauce
said,
is
you're crazy if you don't. Like
crazy.
every person over there should be bringing it back.
You know, it's funny. My mom started that shit
Oh,
one
she
time.
did?
One time she had a Tupperware. She brought a Tupperware in her purse,
Yeah.
and she was like, "Yo, I'm about to dump this here."
And you're like, that's a great idea,
And
Ma.
no, we were like clowning her.
Oh, yeah.
And then she made like shrimp, like probably like 2 days after. She froze it.
Right, yeah.
So like it was like 2 days. I remember like a week after, she made some shrimp in there.
Fire.
Damn, it was bomb. So then I was like, man, that's the move. You gotta bring back that sauce.
Oh my! And then from that point on, you've been doing that.
Right. What type of sauce you get a boiling crab? You probably
The
get
whole shebang.
You probably get butter. Hold the garlic, please.
Yeah, right. Shannon, come on now.
Hey, just get butter, low fat.
Low fat. That's too many potatoes in the bag.
Yeah.
I just need one potato.
You, huh? That's you.
Hell no.
I feel you.
I get the pound, whole shebang. I go back and forth on medium and mild. Chicken tender basket, Cajun fries.
Look at you.
I got to get the corn and potatoes in there. Got to.
You're funny. Hell yeah.
Side of rice with the sauce. Oh my. Throw a little bit of the rice in the bag.
Fire. Fire.
You tighten the bag, spin it, flip it around, bang it on the table.
You're full. No, you know the real secret though? It's a pro tip.
What
I'm putting you on game.
What is it?
You go to
educate me.
This is the one in Garden Grove.
Okay. There's two of them though, Euclid and Brookhurst.
The one on Euclid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's a fucking bakery by there.
You bring the bread.
You bring the bread.
Bro, I do that too.
You bring the bread.
You see everybody in there with that long ass loaf of bread, a foot or two.
And I open it up. I put some shrimp in there with the sauce. It's a po' boy.
Ooh, I haven't done that.
Yes.
Oh my god.
You make a sandwich out that shit.
Oh god. I need to do that now. That sounds fire.
That
make me hungry too.
That's why you gotta pull up, come to the Caribbean, boiling crab. I'm doing that in June.
There we go. Can we go to that bottom right picture real quick? What's going? I'm loving the pose. I'm just loving everything.
You a bitch, bro.
Hey, the vibe. What's going on here? Hey, ma, real quick. We headed now. Give me get a picture of me real quick.
Right. You know, I'm
loving a shirt too,
birthday pose, bro. You like the shirt?
The Air Force. Are those Air Force Ones right there?
Yeah, it is. Feel me?
Killer crack. Joey crack.
The cocaine crack.
Killer crack.
Coke whites.
Nah, but that's your crib. That's at your crib, right?
That's at the crib.
Oh yeah, happy belated, bro. I know you threw a party recently for your birthday.
Yeah.
Didn't get to pull up. Really wanted to, but didn't get to pull up. But what are you, 30, 32?
I'm 32, bro.
32. Damn. I'm turning 33 in December.
Sheesh. We getting up there, bro.
Getting up there.
Time flies, man.
Time does fly, bro.
Shit is crazy.
I've been thinking about that a lot lately too, just how quick time goes by. Like you're working on different things and then you put something on hold and then you're like, time goes by, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like just how fast time goes and it don't wait for nobody.
Nah.
You know, life goes on, you know?
That's why it's important to be present too. Like, you know, everything is just happening so fast. It's easy to get caught up in all that.
Yeah, easy.
And
real easy. So social media, just kind of going off of social media, and a lot of things come to mind. And the reason why I bring it up is because people can get easily caught up in social media and distracted for like not the healthiest reasons or the wrong reasons, right? It's a great tool, you know, for business, just to, you know, obviously connect with people around the world, to get access to people like we talked about, like just direct connection to celebrities or, you know, all kinds of people. But there's also like, you know, it could also be a big distraction. And the reason why this comes up is because especially like young people, right? When we went to high school, social media wasn't as big, you know what I mean? But now it's just everywhere and some people can't let it go, right? And they take it a little too seriously to the point where, you know, followers, likes, right? And then social media, even specifically Instagram, they added that feature where you can hide your likes for mental health purposes.
Crazy.
Right? So it's like What you think about that? Is that what's your thoughts on that anyways? Just the overall usage of social media and how it could be very beneficial and also not so beneficial.
I mean, I think I think there's a good there's a pros and cons, you know?
Mhm.
Obviously the pros that we stated before is the access to people, you know, um, just I put my whole business on there, so like
Right.
it's kind of my website of
Right.
where people could like find out what I'm doing or see what
Right.
I have to offer and stuff. So there's a lot of people that to that use Instagram to their benefit,
Mhm.
and and
As we
I
should too, right?
right, use it as a tool
Mhm.
and for the positives. But like you said, there's like cons to it, and with the just the sorry, I'm
No, you're
tripping.
good, bro. We were talking about the cons and how it could be a distraction or
Yeah,
not
no, yeah,
not the
yeah, no, it's
healthiest
just like
thing.
the bad things about it. Like it's just like people do get caught up in it, and it's like they look at it like as like their life and stuff, and so it's a trip because this shit is it's all fake, and people sometimes don't realize that.
Mm.
So I mean, it's I think if you use it to your benefit, like it could be a really good thing and
Right.
stuff because it's really a powerful thing,
Right.
but it also could be a really like bad thing for people that get caught up and 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 use it for the wrong purposes and stuff. So
Mhm. Mhm.
I just look at it as like it's just how you use it and stuff.
Right.
For me, like I definitely I run my page like just strictly. I try to just put food on it and stuff. I'll post a couple selfies here and there, as you can see. But I try to just use it just for like my business and my food and trying to get people to just to be focused on the food and stuff.
Right. Right.
But sometimes I get caught up in it too, man, and I'm like,
Yeah.
like it alters sometimes the way I like look at things or like
Mhm.
how I even like feel about myself sometimes.
Mhm.
Like it's a
Right.
trip and I have to like talk to myself and remind myself
Mm.
that this shit is just social media. It's
Exactly.
just the internet.
Right. That's a great
This
point, man.
this is not real life.
Yeah, that's a great point that just kind of the importance of reminding yourself being in that moment and also recognizing that it's not your world. You know what I mean? It's not
Right.
life. Like it's not you fully. You know what I mean? And people present themselves in certain ways. Um, and I think that's an important message for especially young people right now. Like just me working with high school students who are caught up in all that. Like this person said this, we have a group chat and social media and all kinds of different things going on, sharing things. So it could be really, really triggering and dangerous if it's not taken seriously. Because yeah, we've had a couple incidents like at school, and I'm sure everywhere. But yeah, social media is some students, young people don't know how to limit themselves,
Yeah.
don't know how to, use it for, or don't understand that it's a tool, and not their life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm starting to see a lot of that. It's a big, big concern for
That's
young people
crazy.
right
Yeah,
now.
that's crazy that you get to just see like where what kids are going through and stuff, young adults
Yeah, man.
and their struggles.
Some real, real struggles, man. Obviously, there's a lot of good, and this is what the career that I'm passionate about and want to be in, right?
Yeah.
Especially within education, because I really value that and appreciate, education, all that it has to offer. But at the same time, I'm very critical of it as well, in the sense of like, not everybody needs to go to college and get a degree. You know what I mean? But schools are pushing that, that's the way to
That's the
go.
requirement.
That's the requirement. That's what you need. And my situation and just kind of what my experience and different things that I'm involved in, I can see it from both or many different perspectives. Whereas a lot of people that I work with don't necessarily agree with that and fully believe that all students should be trying to get into a UC or a Cal State University right out of high school. Not many people understand the value and power behind community college or vocational training, right?
Right.
Or just kind of starting your own business, so there's certain things that we want to go to school for and certain things that we don't necessarily need to. And I try to educate all of my students that I work with on that because a lot of them, I mean, we can kind of go off of our high school experience. Like we don't really know everything. We don't necessarily know what we want. We can have an idea, but even then, when we move forward, things change,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I try to make students aware of that, like because a lot of them think I need to know now.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
It's
I
like
need to have
I
all everything
figure it
mapped
out.
out. Yeah, it's like nah, bro. Like you're not even close.
Yeah.
And that can still change. Like
I
so I
love
try to let them know that because I don't think not enough people are that real with these young people. And
right.
I try to bring in the realness,
That's what I was gonna say. Is like I
Yeah.
like that approach because you're coming from a spot like, yeah, it's okay to not have everything figured out and
Right.
things are gonna change, but that
Exactly.
is okay, you
Exactly. It's
know,
okay.
because I'm sure there's students that are like s- probably have parents or even themselves are like super strict on themselves and like
Right.
want to be like, what does my roadmap
Right.
look like, my
Right.
road to college, and what does my life
Right.
after this looks like? But you're like, no, it's all good. Like,
Exactly. On every level, then there's people who don't have it figured out and they feel like I'm a failure because I should have it figured out.
damn,
It's like,
really?
bro, like you don't need to. Like,
Is there like
yeah,
students
it's
like that, like
yeah,
coming in stressed like that? And
right. There is, bro. Yeah, for sure.
that's crazy.
Especially because the culture of the school is very, like I said, higher education, you
Yeah.
know, what are you doing after high school? Like, what's the plan and all this and that. Yeah, it's important to have those conversations, right? But at the same time, it's also important to let them know it's okay to not be okay. And it's okay to not have that plan and everything figured out.
Right.
And then once you have that conversation and you can bring them on that level, then they're like, okay, I'm good. You
Yeah.
know, I'm in a good place. I don't need to have it all figured out because yeah, it could be really stressful. These kids come in here stressed, bro. And eventually it could lead to like suicidal ideation.
Yeah.
I remember my first week on the job as a counselor, I did like 3 risk assessments because students were having thoughts of killing themselves.
Damn.
Yeah, bro. And I was my first week.
That's crazy.
And I was like, oh snap.
Yeah.
And I
Is this
gotta
what it
be
looks like to
I'm
be a
the
counselor?
person, I'm the adult there, you know what I
Right.
mean? Where I gotta be cool, calm, and collective and
Yeah.
just help them out.
What? But how did you even figure that out? Like they
They
came
came
to
to
you?
me, yeah, because they go to their counselors. So they came to me and being that it's like every time I first meet with the student, I gotta obviously introduce myself, right? But we don't know each other. And bring up like confidentiality, meaning like, anything we talk about stays with us, right? The only reason why I would reach out to an adult is if you're having thoughts of killing yourself or anything like that, right? Related to that. So I bring that up and this is like the first full year of school in person after COVID. So students just got off 1 year of online learning and then they come to school in person and they just have all this anxiety,
Mm.
being around all these people, feeling some type of way. So they're going to come to their counselor to talk about those things.
Yeah.
And then so that's what happened. And then I was exploring that with her and she was sharing just her experience and it from one thing led to another thing and then it was like I've been cutting myself, and then
Damn.
bam, she just pulled her arm out.
Really? Fuck.
So that's one example. Another one, I had a person just kind of pull up to my door and was like, I'm having thoughts of killing myself and I have a plan. And I'm like, okay, well, come on in. That's gonna be a long conversation. So yeah, those are 2 examples
Right.
of kind of what goes down in those situations,
Yeah.
how they come up.
Right.
They just come up on their own, bro. Like sometimes people are just walking around with that on their mind,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
not really nobody knows.
So that's crazy. So what does your day to day look like? Like you're just like sitting in your room and waiting for kids to come and
No,
talk, or
not really. Every day is different. For example, and I try to have like a to-do list all the time. And there's days where I don't even touch that to-do list because of how other things that come up.
Mhm.
Um, But my day to day, it's always different. There's always something to do. I get to work, kind of check in, check my mailbox and everything, go to my office. And I don't try to stay in my office. I try to be out. I try to be a visual where students can come see me. So during lunches, I'll go out, kind of just cruise around, say what's up to people. And that's actually a great tool or great thing that counselors should be doing more of rather than staying in their offices. Because we can do that in the counseling profession has transformed over the last couple of years, even since it even was brought up to begin with. So a lot of people think of school counselors are like guidance counselors, and
Yeah.
that's kind of an outdated term,
Right.
but still people use that term. And then people think of like academics, where we focus only on academics.
Right.
But now mental health is a big piece for any counselor at any school. Depending on what kind of standards you're following, because there's different like counseling standards, different organizations that you could be a member of and follow their standards and learn and blah blah blah. But anyways, so my day to day, there's always things to update, things to check as far as like scheduling, academic related, but there's also mental health pieces of the profession where I have to be ready. Any student can open door policy, any student can just come
Yeah.
and share anything or request anything. But parent conferences, teacher conferences, trainings, meetings with school staff, meeting with students, mental health things come up, emergencies, risk assessments. But I try, and then I go out and then I check in with students during lunchtime. So that's one thing I like about staying out of the office. You can still do counseling things outside, and not a lot of people do that. And then you also build those relationships and those connections with students out and about during lunch. So, for example, I'll go out during lunch, kind of post up in one spot, or I'll cruise around, the quad area and just kind of take a lap or whatever. And students will just come up, hey, what's up, Mr. Wong? Say what's up. They call me Mr. Wong, Wong Rivera. That's my last name over there.
Yeah.
So Mr. Wong,
I thought it was Walrus.
that AKA.
I was like,
No, but students, and that's what they want. Like when they see you out, they'll come to me, have questions, check in. One thing links to a next, and then there's also those times where it's like, are you available to talk? Because I got something to talk about, and that's where it's opens up a lot of different
right.
things. But my day to day is different, man. It's not just like a set thing where you just
But
kind of pull up in the office and
right.
chill.
What do you say? I mean, is it like, are you like super busy, or are you kind of
Bro,
like,
extremely busy.
yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know why I envision like you're not
Just
that
chilling
busy or
there.
something. Yeah, you're
And I
kind of
think
chilling.
that's the norm. That's the vision that people have of counselors, and that's completely wrong, man.
Damn.
Completely wrong. I want to speak to everybody out there. Everybody out there who thinks counselors just chill in the office behind a
They be
desk.
chilling,
That's
man.
not the case, bro. That's not it. And it's unfortunate that people truly believe that's the case, including other educators on campus, teachers, admin.
Yeah,
They think like, what are you doing? Like, bro, really? Like, come chill, be a counselor for a day or a week,
right.
and you will really see
Okay.
what's up.
I feel
Not downplaying everybody else, their profession or their, career within education. I'm talking about like teachers, admin. Everybody's busy, but don't think that counselors ain't doing shit.
Yeah.
Because that's not the case.
Yeah.
People don't want to. It's just wild, man, and people really think counselors are just chilling most of the time.
Right.
There's always something to do, always something to update, always somebody to call, always somebody to meet with.
Yeah.
There's not enough time to just not do anything.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're working, but we're getting exposed to a little bit of everything, and it's very consuming.
Yeah.
Mentally, physically, emotionally. Gets to the point where you get back home, or not every day, but there's times where I don't even feel like talking to people because I've talked to so many people all day and not put up, but worked with people on certain things where you get home and you're like, oh, I don't got the energy to work on something else
Right.
or to talk to somebody about something,
Yeah.
So that's where the whole self-care, being mindful, being in the moment, setting boundaries, being okay with saying no, all of that comes into play, because you got to protect your sanity and your health.
Yeah.
and that not only within education of the counselor, but anybody's life. It's
No,
important to set those boundaries and stick to them and be consistent.
damn, I feel you on that. I be I don't practice that enough, and sometimes it kind of not tarnishes like my relationships, but like it kind of strains them because like I sometimes I'm tired of with the chef stuff and dealing with my social media and like hitting
Right,
people up. A lot of
right,
I'm tired of just like replying and being
right,
you know present in the conversation and stuff. So like feel like sometimes it's a lot and at times I don't sometimes I ghost. I don't reply or I don't
right. That's okay.
and
And that's cool, bro. Like that's okay.
it's cool, but then it's also like I gotta communicate, I have to communicate and maybe let them know where I stand or whatever, or just like you said, just being
I
aware
think a
of
big part of it too is just setting that structure for yourself, having that system or a plan that you kind of stick to, and obviously you make changes as you go, but eventually it gets to the point where you can't do everything all at the same time all the time. It's not very sustainable long term. So now it's like, well, what can I do to automate it or have a team or bring people in or
to make it
set a schedule for myself to the
right.
point where these are the days and times where I'm doing this. These are the days and times where I have to myself and stick to that. It reminds me of this, forgot who said it. I think it was Jim Rohn. He was talking about how we have to be able to put our phone away and not give people access to us anytime, any day. To the point where the president of the United States couldn't even get in touch with us, right? Like you got to be that on it. You know what I
Right.
mean? Where this is the time and day for this, and I'll take care of it then.
Yeah.
But for now, you can't touch me right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's got
Yeah.
to get to that point. And it's not easy because we're so caught up in just doing that culture, right? What's the next thing that I'm working on?
Yeah.
I just completed this. I feel accomplished. What's next?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We
Yep.
got to really celebrate, recognize that and take some time for ourselves
Yeah.
because if not, we may not be able to keep up, if we just burn out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we got to prevent that. And you already are experiencing those things where you're doing a lot. So it's at that point where how can I set myself up to continue to do this but not burn out? You know what I mean? And still be successful.
Yeah.
But yeah, man,
I feel
that's
that.
that's quite, I'm learning more and more about that, and also educating these students a little bit about that as well to try to give them a little bit of a head start on building these healthy habits rather than being caught up in feeling bad about what people think about them because of their visual on social media or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, bro, like
Yeah.
you're not even gonna see these people later.
Right.
Who cares?
I think it's good too because like you're still young enough where you could kind of relate
Right, exactly.
to the students and they
That's a
probably
good, yeah,
respect your point of view
r-
more so than the
right,
fucking 6-year-old counselor. You know what I mean?
right. No, that's a good point. I make it a point when I meet with students to let them know the type of counselor I am, the type of person I am.
Yeah.
Right, very open and honest and person centered, and I keep it real with you.
Yeah.
You keep it real with me, I'm gonna keep it real with you,
Yeah.
and they want that. Whereas the veteran counselor may have a different perspective on that. Like
Yeah.
they're very like hard, not understanding.
Could be
Like
judgmental.
right, judgmental, more like old school to the point where it's like, okay, well, you got to get through it, and not really like try to get on their level. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think you're right. Me being a younger person, I kind of understand that and kind of meet them where they're at instead of, well, I did it. You need to do it too, type of thing.
Yeah.
They'll figure that out on their own,
Yeah.
But it's a matter of meeting them where they're at and speaking their language.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people understand that or want to do that. So I do that.
Yeah.
And I think that's what separates me from a lot of people.
Yeah.
Also, my experience in general going into counseling, I feel like I had a little bit of an edge, as far as like my experience with my injury and overcoming those obstacles, the struggle, right? And then also my foundation with Dream Big, already like connecting with schools, parents, students. So
Yeah.
going into the counselor, I had all that already. So I was going in with different unique perspectives, whereas maybe others didn't have that, or maybe they
Yeah.
did. I don't know. But I went in there knowing that I could make a difference,
Right.
and I feel like I'm in the profession that I should be in and I want to be in, and where I could make the most impact. Um,
That's amazing,
so
bro.
it's awesome, bro. It's awesome. I like it. It's very demanding and consuming, but I love it. So
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
a lot of people don't do are in their career isn't their passions, you know what I mean?
Right.
So for you to have found that, and you know, you're
Yeah.
doing little projects on the side that also
Right.
are are your passions and stuff is like, that's dope, bro.
Exactly, bro.
That's why it's always a respecting with you, because it's like, you know, I have my passion, I'm doing my thing, but you also have your passion and you're doing it your way.
Right.
So it's kind of like, a respect thing. Like I feel you.
I
I feel
appreciate
what you're
that,
doing.
bro. Appreciate it, man. And it's gotten to the point too where I've had to deny like other opportunities that I would usually take.
Yeah.
Like for example, they offered me like coaching varsity football at the school, and I'm like, mm, like I
Damn.
want to, like
Right.
right
They
away I'm like,
offered you?
yeah,
They offered you
yeah,
it?
yeah. So I'm like,
Damn.
right away I'm like, yeah, I would love to. But then I'm like, hold up, let me think about everything else that's happening. Not only with counseling, because it's very consuming. By the time I leave, I'm like, all right, well, what's next? Then there's Dream Big, right? Then I'm a part of the Kiwanis Club, and then, a podcast, and then just time for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I've already
You're gonna
said,
be putting too much on your plate.
yeah, I don't want to do that. I've done that before, and I don't want
Yeah.
to do that. So then also there's like conversation about people reached out to me about like running for the school board again, which next 2024, there'll be another election because they're redistricting certain areas within Norwalk La Mirada where basically where I'm living at and where my district would be, like they're kind of like sectionizing neighborhoods where there has to be one district board member from each
Section.
section, and nobody currently on the board is in the section where I'm at.
Mm.
So I have friends and people just reaching out like, yo, the time is coming, we need you here. So now I'm like, okay, well, I want to, but do I want to, or should
Yeah.
I?
Would you ever run for like mayor or something?
They've asked me to run the last election, but
Mayor Norwalk?
like the city council,
Oh, I see.
yeah, because once you get on the city council, then there's a rotation, so of the council members, so everybody can be mayor if they all agree on the same, if they vote on it.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't necessarily run for the mayor. I would run for a city council position,
Mhm.
and then once you're on the council, then you could circulate those roles
I
and
see.
vote on that.
Okay.
So the same thing with the school board, president, vice president, and all that. Once you get on, then there's like that rotation.
That's hilarious.
So,
Not hilarious, but I'm just thinking about
but yeah, bro,
that
like,
possibility.
so I'm thinking about it, but those are opportunities that's come up, and I may have to say no to, but I want to, but it's like I'm saying no for a reason,
Yeah.
So I haven't.
Awareness, man.
Right,
You're aware.
right, exactly,
Like
bro.
you can't be doing everything.
Right, exactly. You can't do everything. As much as we want to, we can't. That goes for all of us. So, you kind of live and you learn.
Right.
But dive into rapid fire questions, bro.
I'll bet.
You ready?
For sure. Damn.
All right. So for people who don't know, rapid fire questions, basically rapid fire questions are a set of questions that I'll be asking, random questions that I'll be asking Chef Vic here. He doesn't know what they are. First thing that comes to your mind, you can say that, right? And then we'll go from one thing to the next. Sounds good?
Sounds good.
All right, brother.
Good.
Ready? Here we go. First
Yeah.
question. Top 3 favorite food.
Top 3. Are we talking cuisines
Could be.
or a certain dish?
It could be, let's do a dish.
Dish. I gotta go oxtail.
Ooh. That number 1 or 3 or?
That's number 1.
Okay. What about 2 and 3?
2 and 3. probably have to go. Ooh, that's hard. I'd have to go fried chicken.
Ooh, okay.
Number 2.
From any particular place or in general?
Just like in general, bone in. I'm not talking
Okay.
about wings or something
Nah,
like
nah, yeah.
like thigh.
That made me hungry. Number 3.
Number 3. Mm, crab.
Ooh.
Anyway.
Okay, I like that. That's a good top 3 right
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
All right. What would you say is your signature dish that you make?
Signature dish is
Right.
rice and peas, plantain, salad, and then the protein kind of like interchanges.
Okay.
So it could be like chicken or like beef, but like in a stewed sauce.
That sounds bomb already.
Yeah.
Name 3 kitchen tools you can't do without.
Fucking obviously your knife.
Okay.
I would go with a wooden spoon.
Okay.
I like my wooden spoons.
Hey.
And last one would be probably like the little like aluminum bowls.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Use those a lot.
I use them a lot.
Got you. What is your favorite or least favorite dish to prepare?
Ooh. Favorite dish to prepare is a soup called sancocho. I like it because it's just like it's a when the finished product, a lot of people were like, wow, like yo, you made this big old soup.
Yeah.
And it has like a lot of things in it.
Yeah.
So they're always like impressed by like, the end result.
Right.
So I like the process of it because it takes like 3 hours and it's a whole thing.
Right.
So I like that. The least,
Mm-hmm.
I would probably say the Brittany, which is like a pork shoulder, a slow roasted pork shoulder. It's annoying because you gotta like clean the pork butt.
Okay.
That's what they call it, and then you have to like trim the fat off of it, and so that takes a lot of like work. And then you have to wash it, like soak it in lemon and stuff,
Right.
and then you have to like poke holes in it and like push the seasoning into the pork, and then you bag it and you cook it for like 6 hours.
Damn.
And after that, you're like draining the sauce out of it. It's a whole ass
That
process.
does sound like a least favorite.
Yeah. But it's
bomb though, I bet.
It's bomb. The process is super annoying, but the end result is worth it.
Okay. Use 3 words to describe what it's like to be around Cardi B.
Crazy. Not because she's crazy. I just think it's like, damn, I'm really up in here with her. Nervous.
Okay, little nerves in place.
Yeah, nerves, and then but also excited. Excitement.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're dating the person of your dreams, and it's a special date. Are you cooking a meal, or are you taking this person to a restaurant?
I'm cooking a meal, man.
Hey, what are you cooking? What are you cooking?
Probably pasta.
Okay.
A little like romantic vibe.
Yeah.
Pasta, a little salad.
A little vino on the side.
Yeah, I gotta cook, man. I think that's the little.
That's the advantage you have.
Exactly.
Hey.
I gotta play to my strengths.
Yeah, smart. I like that, bro. Last thing, and let's share it with the camera. How can people get a hold of you?
You can get a hold of me. Oh, you can get a hold of me on Instagram. My name on Instagram is Chef Vic Ramos. You can email me at chefvicramos@gmail for any inquiries, any questions you have on what I have to offer. You can hit me up on there. And yeah, website's coming soon too.
Hey, you heard it from the man, the myth, the legend himself, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you. Thank you for your time. Chef Vic, it's good to have you, brother.
Always, bro. Love you, bro.
Love you too, man. Peace, y'all. One love. Nice. Yeah.